Welcome to Just One Thing, the channel designed for people in business to help you unleash the entrepreneur inside and give you the tools to help achieve success. In this video, we're going to talk about the key principles behind the Just One Thing approach, which can help you to make positive changes to your business in an easy and sustainable way. We've met hundreds of business owners in our time as chartered accountants, and if there is one common thread that unites them, it would be too much to do, too little time. While so many business owners know they're not getting what they want from their business, change can just feel impossible. Surely you just need to get on with it. But last week's invoices need sending out. You've got that stock order to do. There's that job that just isn't going according to plan, that's costing you money every day that you don't sort it. So when are you supposed to have the time to make change? And where do you even start? Sound familiar? I know it does, because we've experienced it ourselves in our business from time to time. We're so busy working hard for our clients, it's hard to find the time to develop the business. Paraphrasing Michael Gerber's fantastic book, The E-Myth Revisited, we spend all our time working in our business and not enough time working on our business. So the problem is, you want to work on your business, but how do you find the time? Where do you even begin? How do you know that what you're working on is the right thing? And sometimes it's easy to start, but it's hard to finish. So how are you going to keep up the momentum and not just fall back into your old ways? That's why we took our years of experience working with hundreds of businesses and developed the Just One Thing approach to implementing change. We use it to implement positive and effective change in our business, and it can help you to do the same. So what is the Just One Thing approach? Well, in a nutshell, the Just One Thing approach is to find the one thing that will supercharge your results, decide how you will focus on it, and make incremental steps each day towards making the changes that will get you the results you want. Now, in practice, it's not always just one thing. Sometimes a number of things are required, but the concepts remain the same. So let's break it down a bit. In designing our approach to implementing change, we identified three core proven concepts that underpin successful change. Let's talk about the first concept, which underlies the importance of finding the right things to work on. Have you ever heard of the 80-20 principle? It asserts that 80% of outcomes or results come from 20% of all causes or inputs for any given event. Now that's a bit of a mouthful. So what does that mean? If you're not familiar with this is a super powerful concept. What it means is that 80% of your results will come from only about 20% of your efforts. Not everything you could do in your business will necessarily have the same impact, but you get to choose what you work on. You get to cherry pick. So if you could identify and spend more of your time on the 20%, we like to call it the golden 20, you're ensuring that you will get the best results for your time. Now, getting good results is not only satisfying in itself, it motivates you to keep the wheel turning, to keep working at your business. And you may find that the results that you are getting allow you to spend even more time working on your business, accelerating the progress of change even more. The question is, how do I identify the 20% I should be focusing on? Well, sometimes it can be obvious, but more often than not, it's much more difficult to identify. That's why when we're working one-to-one with a business, we help you to identify changes you could make that are in the golden 20, that will give you positive results and motivate you to continue making changes to get the results you want. So can you just focus on the golden 20 and forget the other 80%? If only it was that easy. Just because the remaining 80% isn't necessarily giving you such fantastic results, it doesn't mean that you can completely forget about it. It's certainly less important, but if you neglect it, it will eventually come back to bite you. Think of it this way. Suppose you didn't have your thumbs. You could still type away quite happily, producing document after document, email after email. Your fingers represent the golden 20, but you're stuffed if you ever need to pick up a pen and write without your thumbs. That's the other 80%. So don't forget about the 80%, but try to prioritize the 20% to achieve the best results. The second concept of the Just One Thing approach is about the importance of managing focus. So, having identified a number of change projects that you believe are in the golden 20, it's full steam ahead with all of them, yes? Actually, most of the time, no. Not every business has the benefits of a large management team that can practically cope with lots of change projects running simultaneously. For most businesses, only a few people, or maybe even only one person, is in a position to oversee change. And as we've seen, they're nearly always incredibly busy. So, we strongly advocate focusing on just one thing. By doing so, you are creating a focal point around change that is manageable by the people that are responsible for making that change. For a single business owner or manager, it may well be just one thing that they focus upon, whilst for a larger management team, more than one thing could be focused on at once. Focus is a vital resource that is often overlooked. Each individual has a finite amount of focus that they can bring to a project, often depending upon their initial motivation and enthusiasm, the demands on their time, and the levels of stress that they are under. Knowing this and planning for it means that change can happen in a way that ensures consistent progress is made. Taking on too much, having too many projects to spread the limited resource of focus across, can lead to a loss of focus. Quite literally, our focus resource has been completely spent. We have lost that resource and now need to spend time refocusing to try to get it back. A loss of focus often results in a loss of motivation, and change is abandoned. So we believe it's important to focus on just one thing in order to ensure that those responsible for managing change remain motivated and the wheels of change can continue to turn. In tandem with our final concept, being able to maintain focus acts as a massive multiplier for the effects of change and is a better approach than change carried out in fits and starts. The third and final concept of the Just One Thing approach is all about the way in which change is managed and implemented. But before we talk about that, do you mind if I ask you a favour? I'm hoping you're enjoying the video, and it would help us immensely if you could just pause the video just for a moment and click the like button below. It helps YouTube know that we're presenting useful content that people want to see, and it helps us to know you like what we're doing. Whilst you're there, why not click the subscribe button as well, so you have easy access to our content, and click the bell icon if you want to be notified when we release a new video. Did you do it? Thank you so much. So, back to our third and final concept. Most of us will have experience trying to bring about change in our lives, introducing a new habit, say, or getting rid of a bad one, and struggling with it, or even failing altogether. Now, there might be a few of you out there who are thinking, I've never struggled with anything I've put my mind to. Well, maybe you've been applying the third concept already, or maybe you're just superhuman. But for the rest of us, does this sound familiar? We all know we should try to exercise regularly, don't we? I know I should, and I've had a few gym memberships in my life. One day, the urge hits you. Right, enough of sitting here watching TV, I'm going to join the gym. So you go down to your local gym and sign up. You buy the annual membership, because of course, you're going to stick to it this time. And so there you are. Day one, the weights, the cardio machines, you try it all, and you enjoy it. It feels good. So the next day you get up bright and extra early, a little sore, and off to the gym you go again. An hour's hard workout and a shower, and you're ready for your day at work. And then the next day, the alarm goes off early, ready for you to go to the gym, and nothing happens. You don't get out of bed. It's hard work, all this exercise, and you still feel sore from yesterday. Well, one day off won't matter. It's healthy to have a day off. You shouldn't exercise every single day, should you? And so you stay in bed. Next morning, the same thing happens. And so it goes on. Maybe you make a half-hearted attempt to go back to the gym one day when you have time. But somewhere along the line, you decide the gym just isn't right for you. Not right now, anyway. And you go back to the sofa and the TV. Why couldn't you just make that change? You wanted to. You had all that enthusiasm. but it wasn't enough. This is a common story, actually. Did you know that around 70% of all gym memberships are barely ever used? Now, maybe it's not the gym for you. Maybe it was eating healthily, quitting smoking, or simply taking up a new hobby. We tend to throw ourselves at these things with full force and inevitably fail as soon as the initial motivation and enthusiasm leaves us. That's what our third concept aims to combat: Kaizen. Kaizen is a Japanese word meaning continuous improvement. It is a philosophy of change management that says change is best managed in regular, small steps. It doesn't require you to sacrifice huge amounts of time that you don't have, and it won't overwhelm you. All it requires is that you make a little bit more progress each day in improving your business. By breaking change down into small chunks that you work on every day, small enough that you won't have any resistance to doing them, even only for a few minutes, these small changes and improvements gradually gain momentum, like a snowball rolling down a hill, getting bigger and bigger as the business develops, massively accelerating your results. In the Just One Thing method, Kaizen means that we don't look at changing a lot of things radically all at once. Instead, we identify maybe one or two things that can easily be worked on regularly, one step at a time, with relatively minimal effort. So there it is. In a nutshell, find the one thing that will supercharge your results, decide how you will focus upon it, and make incremental steps each day towards making the changes that will get you the results you want. Just think what you could achieve by implementing change using the Just One Thing approach in your business. We have lots more videos planned, covering a wide range of topics to help you improve both yourself and your business, so stay tuned. If you're interested in working with us directly, then please see the link in the description below that will take you to our contact form. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video useful, and remember, sometimes just one thing is all it takes. See you on the next one.